Darby Allin raises the bar with one of the sickest bumps we've ever seen. Has the road to Wrestlemania taken a massive detour, and is Chelsea Green giving up the digits? It's time for your Rasslin Roundup. Brother. Come on, you didn't think we were going to forget the old brother, did you? I'm your old pal, Senor Siete, here with Seven Rasslin. It's time for all the wrestling news, rumors, and whatnot that are worth making obvious jokes about. Now, most wrestling reporting is garbage, so please take this with a grain of salt. All the salt, a truck full of salt, except for the jokes. You should take them very seriously. The rarely sober disrober Ric Flair came under fire recently for creating cameo videos for a soon-to-be groom, where he drunkenly proclaimed that there are too many women out there. Why would you get married, motherfucker? All right, well, in the Nature Boy's defense, asking him for wedding advice is kind of like asking Bret Hart to write a love poem about Goldberg. Flair has since apologized and offered to refund the $1,000. $1,000? Do you know how many Seven Rasslin shirts you can get for that amount? Seriously, it's a lot. Check below. It's a bunch. Buy a bunch. This week on Reddit, an old clip surfaced of a young Shawn Michaels receiving a shoulder tackle from Dr. Death Steve Williams, who was wearing his full Oklahoma Sooners football uniform. And if you listen really closely, you can hear Jim Ross in the background getting an erection. I'm not proud of that one. Netflix has announced that audiences have watched 525 million hours of WWE content in the first year of their deal, which is super impressive, especially considering most of that is Riyadh season ads. And a real quick aside, if you're enjoying this content and you want to see more of it, please subscribe to the channel. We would absolutely love to see you again. This week on Raw, Braun Breaker turned Dragon Lee into mush with a spear. Now, we're going to poke a lot of fun at a lot of things on the show, but when something's awesome, I'm going to say it was awesome. This was awesome. In football news, the Philadelphia Eagles, E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles were eliminated from the NFL playoffs after falling to the San Francisco Giants by a score of 23-19. Now, I can think of some Eagles that are probably pretty bummed out, but I can also think of one Eagle who's probably pretty psyched to have more free time on his hands. WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi complained about something other than Jey Uso's push this week. On his Off the Top podcast, he'd have this to say about the WWE's ticket pricing. Like a $1,000 ticket, that is still for a family of 5, a man working 9 to 5 through the whole week, and the whole family loves wrestling. It's very difficult to be able to take a family to events. Yeah, and imagine the price if you had to buy 2 seats for one guy. All right, don't get mad at me. That was that dude's whole gimmick. This was his shirt. AEW star Jay Lethal recently shared a wonderful story about AJ Styles helping him purchase his first home on the What Happened When podcast, saying, "He actually helped me with the down payment." He goes, "Don't tell anybody, don't ever mention this again, and you know what? I don't even want this money back, and if you try to pay me back, I ain't gonna take it." That's beautiful, but he did say don't tell anyone. Mind me not to tell Jay Lethal any secrets. Nobody asked Jay about Fight Club. Speaking of the phenomenal one, AJ made his return to TNA Wrestling in what must have been a full circle moment for him. Also, former TNA owner Dixie Carter, the woman who tried to get AJ to accept a pay cut, which led to AJ leaving the company, made a surprise appearance as well. Jeez, guys, why not invite Claire Lynch as well? That's a deep cut for all you TNA fans. Oh, and something that cuts me deeply is the fact that WWE has released merchandise celebrating AJ Styles' 10-year anniversary with the company. 10 years. Oh, I am old. Former WWE Intercontinental Champion Mark Marrow has decided to clean out the filing cabinet and cash in on a very specific slice of wrestling lore. Via social media, Marrow announced he's selling his original 1996 WWF contract. Now, this wasn't just any contract. According to Marrow, this was the very first guaranteed WWE talent contract back when wrestlers were still being paid in handshakes, hot dogs, and vague promises of we'll see where it goes. He also considered selling his marriage certificate from his wedding with Sable, but Brock Lesnar wiped his ass with that a long time ago. Too dark? Yeah, all right. Sorry, Mark. Zack Ryder Chelsea Green has come up with an idea that mimics the WWE Netflix show Unreal, which provides a behind-the-scenes look at WWE creative. She'd say, if we had an Unreal that was just the girls, which I would absolutely love, 99.9% of us really get along. We're excited for each other, but it's still work. It's still a locker room. It'd be interesting to see who actually doesn't like me. Yeah, wonder why nobody has ever thought of that idea before. Also, apparently Chelsea has been giving out contact information to WWE talent who have been let go by the company. Oh, so if I get let go, I could get Chelsea's contact info? Oh, they meant she'd give people the contact info for people at TNA and AEW and other wrestling companies. Never mind. The WWE probably doesn't love her funneling talent to AEW, but let's be honest. Sometimes WWE's booking does a better job of that than Chelsea could ever do. Speaking of AEW, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's horrific. In a related story, I wrecked my back shoveling snow this morning. I'm very worried about you, Darby. On Smackdown, the Wyatt Six is feuding with Solo Sikoa and the MFT over a stolen, spooky lantern. This, of course, harkens back to the new generation of the WWF, where half of the feuds revolved around who stole the Undertaker's spooky urn. Hopefully this ends the same way, with the lantern being melted down into a chain for Kama. And yeah, this lantern is obviously much more important than, the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Wrestling journalist Dave Meltzer, pictured here during an episode of Hoarders, recently reported that the proposed main event of WrestleMania 42 involved a third showdown between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. However, Chief Content Officer and son-in-law of the disgraced former owner of the company, Paul Triple H Levesque, decided to pivot as he felt that Cody battling Roman for the third time at the Show of Shows in the last 4 years would lead to audience fatigue. Yeah, Marvel learned that too. Not a lot of places to go after you have the whole roster run in. In other Meltzer news, he claims that the recent call-ups of Javon Evans, Obafemi, and Trick Williams were done in an attempt to tamp down the accusations that Triple H doesn't push male black wrestlers. Well, to that I say two things. First of all, oh my God, push Montez Ford. Please, pretty please, with sugar on top. Sugar, a sledgehammer, denim and leather hybrid jacket, and a Motorhead CD on top. Second, the WrestleMania 19, not looking so good in hindsight. In video game news, it was revealed this week that one of the main features in the WWE 2K26 video game will be a special showcase mode where you can relive moments from CM Punk's illustrious career. I hear the Apologize to Saudi Arabia QuickTime event is particularly tricky. On the Ring the Bell podcast, the ravishing Russian CJ Perry opened about why she was so comfortable with the storyline that involved her being Liv Morgan's former lover. She would say, I really identified with that. Throughout my 20s and in college, I really explored my own sexuality, so I really identified with that lived experience. Oh, okay, so when Lana was at college, Florida State University, she was part of the FSU Cowgirls. Sorry, my brain just did a quick reset there. Former WWE head writer and bro enthusiast Vince Russo said something incredibly stupid this week. On this week's 83 Weeks podcast, Eric Bischoff... Oh, I'm sorry, did you want me to elaborate on that Vince Russo thing? Honestly, I didn't even research it. It just seemed like a safe bet to assume that he said something stupid this week. On his 83 Weeks podcast, Eric Bischoff had some harsh words for TNA's debut on AMC, saying the format itself was just really not very well. It wasn't well produced. I don't know who's writing their show, who's producing their show, who's directing their show. All of them have some work to do. Bischoff didn't elaborate on how he would have done things, but I'd assume it'd be something like, use a billionaire's checkbook to sign away the competition's biggest talent, run one of the hottest angles in the history of the business into the ground, and then try to make yourself the star of the show. On a recent episode of the Michelle McCool podcast featuring Michelle McCool's husband, The Undertaker had this to say about The Rock's debut at Survivor Series 1996. He had the things hanging off of him, and he came out there and he was like, rah-rah, and I was like, he debuted in the Garden, right? Rocky Maivia, right? Oh, this poor kid. Cheesy McCheeserton. And I was like, oh man, this is not gonna be good. Of course, it's important to keep in mind that the same time the Undertaker thought this was the same evening he flew to the ring dressed as some kind of disco vampire. Now, 25 years ago this week, the original ECW performed its final show in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. The organization that changed the wrestling landscape ran exclusively on grit, debt, and Paul Heyman's ability to get tattooed people to trust him. While WWE kept trying to reboot ECW like it's some kind of horror franchise, the original has officially been gone for way longer than it existed. Quarter century later, fans still chant ECW at unrelated shows because it was truly that special. Company died broke, loud, and legendary, which is all very on brand. Now, if you enjoyed this video and like to see more of it, please subscribe to the channel. We want to get one of those 100,000 follower plaques. Got the perfect spot for it, too. Till next time, I'm Senor Siete for Seven Rasslin saying bye-bye.